Governor Newsom signs Senator Skinner's bill to bar willful defiance suspensions. We're talking back to teachers, hoping to lower dropout rates. In South Africa, the anti-nuptial contract marriages clauses, as Section 7(3) of the Divorce Act is confirmed to be unconstitutional by the Constitutional Court.
Birmingham City Football Club is delighted to announce the appointment of Wayne Rooney as manager, agreeing terms on a 3.5-year contract. Ole Gunnar Solskjaer are interested in coaching Charlotte FC.
In Portugal, tax on alcoholic beverages increases by 10% in 2024. Government wants to charge more than €3.5 billion in fees and taxes. Traffic fines are worth €125 million. In Germany, car-sharing provider Miles is said to have defrauded Berlin of millions through parking fees. The city of Nice makes a decree to remove the padlocks attached or left on urban furniture.
Major Canadian grocers won't confirm discounts, price freezes, as federal authorities promised recently. Independent grocers call for milk price pause amid pressure to keep food costs down. Period care brands August, Riel and others form coalition to fight the tampon tax, reimburse consumers. Sony's streaming service Crunchyroll launches free 24-hour streaming channel in bid to reach anime-curious audiences. Drama Yu Yu Hakusho will be exclusively distributed worldwide on Netflix on December 14th, with an advanced screening the day before.
Daredevil hits the reset button as Marvel overhauls its TV business. Vincent D'Onofrio says Daredevil, Born Again overhaul isn't big news and I'd be worried if we were settling for less. New Invincible Season 2 image unveils Ben Schwartz's superhero Shappa Smith. Archer's final mission. Sterling and his frenemies sign off after 142 episodes of awful behavior. South Park, joining the Panderverse sets October 27th premiere date on Paramount+. Star Trek, Prodigy moves to Netflix after Paramount+ cancellation.
A24 expands strategy from art house gems to more commercial films. Taylor Swift's Eras Tour concert film, to open in North American cinemas a day early, due to demand. John Carpenter would direct a feature again, if it's the right one. Richard Linklater says he's shooting secret project with Ethan Hawke and French New Wave film shot in Paris. Disney Plus Rocketeer reboot, lands Sylvie's love writer Eugene Esch. Breakout from One Piece series Taz Skylar joins Daisy Ridley in Cleaner. Dan Harmon teases Rick and Morty movie. Future plans. Gigi Hadid condemns terrorizing of innocent people after Hamas attacks on Israel. EU very close to finalizing Russian diamond ban, says Belgian PM. EU looks to boost secure submarine internet cables in 2024. Jada Pinkett Smith says she and Will Smith have been secretly separated for 7 years. Co-host of The View Ana Navarro says Jada Pinkett Smith revealed Will Smith's separation to sell books. Salman Rushdie announces memoir, Knife, about being stabbed on stage in 2022. Steve Scalise wins Republican vote for House Speaker nominee. Trump tells court he had no duty to support the Constitution as president. French socialists time out from left-wing alliance over Hamas stance. Hauntingly beautiful image of horseshoe crab wins Wildlife Photographer of the Year 2023. Canada rejects request to protect northern spotted owl habitat. Malaysia's wildlife department defends its use of puppies as live bait to trap black panthers.
Ukrainian lawmakers approve medical marijuana legalization bill in committee. In Mexico, deputies propose to recognize the right to die, the euthanasia. In Canada, Liberals extend amnesty order for assault-style firearms until after next election.
White House, Biden has not seen or independently confirmed Hamas beheaded Israeli children. Early intelligence shows Iranian leaders surprised by Hamas attack. U.S. says Pope urges Hamas to free hostages, says Israel has right to self-defense. Sanders calls Israel's siege on Gaza a serious violation of international law. 9 UN staffers killed in airstrikes in Gaza. Body of Du Zhaoyu, killed Chinese UN observer to be brought in Beijing. Top U.S. Senator Schumer cancels trip to Japan, as U.S. Senate Leader Schumer cutting trip to Asia short, to focus on Israel. U.S. Senate leader raised trade and fentanyl, at start of first congressional visit to China, since 2019.
Lebanese politicians to Hezbollah, don't involve Lebanon in a war against Israel. Egypt discusses Gaza aid, rejects corridors for civilians, say sources. Arab ministers urge Israel to resume talks on two-state solution. Annual inflation in the Egyptian cities rose to 38% during September. China forcibly repatriates 600 defectors to North Korea. Texas private company paid $75 million in 1 year to bus migrants out of state, report shows. South Korean YouTuber Pyo Rim found dead at 31. Nearly 40,000 Koreans die by suicide over past 3 years.
Tokyo Stock Exchange begins trade in carbon credits. Japan bank payments clearing network restored. After two-day disruption, Birkenstock shares tank 13% from IPO price and rare debut unlacing.
Skiing in Japan is getting a $1.4 billion upgrade close to Tokyo. Japan targets high-net-worth travelers keen to go beyond Tokyo, Kyoto and Osaka for things they can't usually see, as it eyes regional revival. Japan's Sapporo abandons 2030 bid to consider hosting future Olympics. FTX tried a lawyer, Thai prostitutes and finally a bribe to get frozen funds unlocked. Witness Caroline Ellison testifies, as Sam Bankman-Fried bribed China $100 million, and says SBF directed me to take $14 billion from FTX customers. Alameda CEO Caroline Ellison confessed, "We were trying to bring down Binance with SBF." Eddie Jones is expected to quit Rugby Australia for Japan. Owen Farrell will return to the England number 10 shirt for World Cup quarter-final against Fiji, with Steve Borthwick set to leave out George Ford, and Marcus Smith could get the nod at fullback. Stars Arena recovers 90% of stolen funds after offering $257,000 bounty. Cristiano Ronaldo and Binance team up for new NFT collection. Standard Chartered says Ethereum can reach $8,000 by 2026.
ARK Invest updates spot Bitcoin ETF proposal. In response to SEC criticisms, JP Morgan launches tokenization platform with BlackRock. Crypto mixer Tornado Cash is still going strong on Ethereum, despite U.S. Treasury sanctions. The first Arctic cold blast into Western and Central Europe is forecast for the second weekend of September 2023. Exxon reinforces support for fossil fuels with deal to buy shale giant for $60 billion. Nearly a third of people and households in SA undercounted in Census 2022. SA's population swells to 62 million.
Cognizant to exit as Aston Martin F1 title sponsor. Belgian GP, Frank Horkamp's circuit to extend F1 contract until 2025. FIA President Ben Sulayem says track limits at Austria, Qatar must be resolved, as F1 venues could lose races over track limit problems, says FIA. Israel's Netanyahu forms unity government, with ex-defense minister Gantz, and Israel's new war cabinet vows to wipe Hamas off the earth. Israel says it has attacked Hamas coastal positions with warships, helicopters and artillery. NATO's Stoltenberg says he expects Israel to respond proportionately to Hamas attack. Turkey in talks, seeking release of civilians held by Hamas. Senior Turkish official says an Oklahoma judge could be removed from office for sending more than 500 texts during a murder trial. Former NFL player Sergio Brown taken into custody in the murder of his mother, police say. Tim Ballard, who inspired Sound of Freedom movie, sued by 5 women alleging sexual assault.
Bill Gates and IB invest €1.1 billion to eradicate polio with RNA messenger vaccines. FTC lays out new rule that could end hidden fees, and proposes ban on hidden concert ticket fees. FCC says Comcast, Spectrum, AT&T must start displaying the true cost and speed of their internet service, starting April 2024. Crunchyroll violated viewers' privacy. Some may be entitled to part of $16 million settlement. Costco accused of sharing customers' highly personal health data with Facebook owner Meta.
6 months ago NPR left Twitter. The effects have been negligible. German anti-racism body leaves X over rise in hate speech. Utah sues TikTok, alleging it lures children into addictive and destructive social media habits. Female frogs fake their own deaths to get out of sex, as European common frog females displayed body rotations, release calls and tonic immobility in order to escape amplecting males. Men's lace underwear gains popularity in Japan with moves toward genderless fashion.
As per study, hair relaxers, among black women linked to increased risk of uterine cancer. Mount Sinai researchers first to develop age prediction model on human brain tissue, using artificial intelligence. Study claim, adolescents growing up in agricultural settings, under greater concentrations of the herbicide 2,4-D were associated with lower performance on 4 of the 5 neurobehavioral domains assessed: attention and inhibitory control, language, memory and learning, and social perception. Additionally, urinary glyphosate concentration was only inversely associated with social perception, whereas the 2-D metabolites were not associated with neurobehavioral outcomes. Exposure to these 2 herbicides may negatively impact neurobehavior in adolescents.
A study claims conservatives are less likely to purchase imperfect fruits and vegetables than liberals, and this effect is driven by conservatives' less openness to new experiences. Study finds high-status individuals are held to stricter ethical standards.
Microsoft's tweaks to $69 billion Activision deal avoid EU probe. In the USA, Microsoft hammered with $29 billion back tax bill. Google will drop claim that YouTube TV is $600 less than cable, after charter complained to advertising board.
Rocket League will end player-to-player item trading in December 2023. Counter-Strike 2 has become Valve's worst-rated game ever. Tekken 8 alternate outfits and Musou-like Force mode have been leaked. Blizzard feels hellish heat as fans complain about Overwatch 2 Lilith skin locked behind hefty price tag. SEC is investigating Movit mass hack, says Progress Software. Microsoft confirms 65,000 BitLocker encryption error is haunting Windows 11 and Windows 10. Intel Core i9-14900K beats AMD Ryzen 7950X 3D in leaked official slide.
US wholesale inflation rose 0.5% in September, more than expected. Only 6% of global sovereign debt is AAA rated now. Ireland lays out plans for €100 billion sovereign wealth fund. Kia's future EV lineup has been leaked early. Teslas are now cheaper than the average new gas-powered car. Yamaha presents bizarre, twisting, self-balancing Motoroid 2. Chinese EV makers Peng Se's vice president suspended for investigation related to corruption. Billie Eilish has branded the song Bad Guy, the stupidest song in the world. Michael Jackson's leather jacket from the iconic 1984 Pepsi commercial to be auctioned off. Arte extends its European partner network with the Latvian public broadcaster Latvijas Televizija, LTV. Texas Chainsaw Massacre 3 director Jeff Burr has passed away. Former Sonic Youth guitarist Thurston Moore cancels U.S. book tour due to debilitating health issue.
Stem cells from umbilical cord goo delay type 1 diabetes progression. Glitter soon to be banned by the European Commission to combat microplastics.
Game of Thrones AI completed books removed after being named in George R.R. Martin lawsuit. Tech tycoon, Kayak.com founder Paul English launches banned books giveaway for Floridians. NASA to unveil first images of historic asteroid sample. NASA's Bennu asteroid sample contains carbon, water. NASA's Psyche spacecraft is targeting an October 13th liftoff after weather delays atop a Falcon Heavy rocket. Its destination, a metal-rich asteroid, may tell us more about how planets form.
NASA calls off spacewalk due to leak on International Space Station. Settled debris of the Titan contain human remains. Google brings back smart speaker grouping after Sonos lawsuit victory. India's antitrust regulator is investigating Apple's and Google's business practices. Self-healing phone screens could arrive to market by 2028. Goldman Sachs sues Malaysia as 1MDB settlement dispute escalates. Malaysia to regulate large power users, sees $20 billion in energy savings by 2050. In Mexico, government denies financing Butts Farms in favor of AMLO. In South Korea, prosecutors indict DP chief Lee Jae-myung over corruption charges.
Adder says decision to split 2030 is absurd, and warns World Cup will lose its identity. Indonesia wants to co-host 2034 World Cup with Australia, Malaysia, Singapore. MLB's Houston Astros advanced to ALCS for 7th consecutive season.